Hello, hello,
JoJo
hello.
poses.
I am your host, Banana.
JoJo
Today,
poses.
we are talking about Vinland Saga. I am your host,
All of it.
Banana, and this here is Azrael, and down there you see we have Klesk. He's a bitch. But, let's move on to the
Bitch.
more
We're
important.
past the point where we can talk. We can talk shit about the dead. He's a bitch. But yeah.
Dead men don't
So we're
tell no
reading all.
tales.
We read all of Vinland Saga.
Yeah, just like the entire 100. Oh, I read the entire thing. 103, 7 chapters? I think it was
Yeah, I
102.
haven't read the last three because we were scheduled to read like 26 chapters or something. But I told him the shit's good. You're gonna want to read all of that, and you did.
Yep.
So good.
So,
But yeah, I haven't read the last
yeah,
three because I stopped reading like 3 months ago.
Yeah, so I'm
So.
sorry if you were reading it with us. My bad.
Yeah, oops. It's just good, man.
Also,
You
like,
should just,
it never
you know
really, it doesn't really end in any good spots. Except for the
No,
time skip.
Thorfinn's.
That's the only really good spot where you say, and that's like chapter
Yeah.
54 or 55.
Yeah, so no, both time skips. Chapter 16, you could end it there, right before like when it jumps back to the present. Ish.
That was weird as fuck. That was a weird.
Well, I mean, it kind
time
of
skip.
ends at the right spot, just
I know.
as soon as.
Yeah,
Let's not spoil anybody before we
oh,
get to the
right.
spoiler part.
Right. So the Vinland Saga is a story about Thorfinn, son of Thors, who is a warrior who is trying to avenge his father's death by the Danish warrior Askeladd. He works with Askeladd, and every time he does something like something spectacular, like I will want to challenge you to a duel to the death. Well, not to the death, because Askeladd never kills him. So each day, not every day, several times, he will challenge his mentor also to a challenge to the death. And during this time, they are part of a band of mercenaries who are working for the Danish king, I want to say? King of Denmark?
They're bouncing around on who they're working for, but King of Denmark at one point,
The Prince of Denmark at the other
very,
family.
very briefly for the English.
Oh yeah, that for like one chapter.
Very briefly.
One chapter. But yeah, and also there is a large portion of the story that's a backstory where it shows how Thorfinn's father died to Askeladd. Okay, actually Askeladd didn't kill him like at all.
Yeah.
He didn't
But
like he didn't even touch him. Like he doesn't even touch him.
It was still by his word, though. Like,
Yeah, but it's like he didn't actually kill him. He didn't.
I mean,
physically-
Hitler never killed a Jew himself, but
We never know.
Mm,
You never know, man. He may have been like kicking Jews off buildings and shit. He's a
well,
super.
you never know. But still,
He was Aryan superhero. He was Aryan Jesus.
point
bro.
rem-
He's flying around.
he was Aryan Jesus. That's
He was-
not even a joke.
He was flying around shooting a key blast at them Jew villains.
He,
them Jew
he was
psychopaths.
Aryan.
Aryan
He was Goku, and Jews were Cell.
Exactly. He's flying around doing Kamehameha waves at the evil Jews who are trying to subvert the German culture. Well, so
All right.
Manga is being published to you today by Stormfront. Remember, Stormfront.com.
Stormfront.
They're the Stormers.
I made a page for them one time.
Well,
But
so
yeah,
that's-
so this manga has won the Japan Media Arts Grand Prize for their manga division, and the Kodansha Manga Award for Best General Manga.
which doesn't mean anything to me because I don't give a fuck about awards. But it's a pretty good manga.
It's one of my top 10 manga. I maybe top five until it gets to a certain point that we'll talk about. But for suggestions for it, read this shit.
I would definitely suggest read this shit. But do the favor not just
And that's
gonna,
as spoiler free as it's gonna get. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out.
So yeah, I think pretty much just read it. I mean, honestly, if you like know history, you've probably been spoiled already.
Yeah,
Of course, there's a
You've
very
been spoiled a
specific.
bit.
It is a
This
very
is a
specific.
very alternate history, though.
Man, not that alternate.
I mean, yeah, it's okay. The basic, you'll get the basic points of it and understand the basic points of it,
If you know history,
but
if you know very specific parts of history, then you will understand. You will know, like, oh, I see where this is headed. I understand the end result of this shit. If for some
yeah,
reason you know that
but there's
very,
like,
very, very specific part of history, the 11th century England. If you happen to
European,
know, you
pretty
know
much.
those tales.
Yeah, but there's a lot of in between that you have no clue about, so it's still a really good read.
True.
You'll just know like the go. You'll know which way it's gonna go eventually.
Yeah. We know who lives. We know who dies. Well, more or less.
Yeah, more or less. There's a few people who shouldn't have died already, but whatever.
We know how the
Let's,
two.
yeah.
We know the two main characters. We know when they die.
Yeah. So let's get. We're out of spoil. Yeah, You got 5 seconds. All right. Spoiler. It's on. Thorfinn is God. Straight up.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. No, we gotta talk about. We gotta go by the order, man. We gotta talk about art.
I don't even give a fuck about order. I
So
just
we're
want
gonna
to
talk
talk
about art. We're
this
gonna start
shit.
with art. I kind of like the art. It's very the characters are very distinctive from each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes the faces are kind of like the proportions are wrong. It's for a human, and it kind of makes like
Yeah.
it kind of ruined like especially Thorkel. Thorkel's head. It like I know he's supposed to be a jovial character, you know, boisterous bruiser type person, but it's like I can't take him seriously at times because
His
his
head
face
looks like a papaya.
yeah, or like a piece of plywood.
Or not papaya.
Like a piece of plywood.
Not a pineapple.
Pineapple. He does kind of
Plywood.
like a
Yeah, I
pineapple.
can see it.
A flattened pineapple.
Yeah, flattened pineapple. That's the closest I can get for it. His
So
jaw is too long.
Yeah, it is just like you're supposed to take him seriously, but it's kind of hard to. And
Yeah.
that kind of he is a really serious character. That's the thing. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, eh.
Thorkel is one of my favorite characters, actually.
But it's like I can't take him seriously. It's
No.
just like you look so stupid.
I got over it.
It's like he looks so, and sometimes weird. Sometimes when they show him, he looks kind of like okay, he looks cool, and then other times it's like, dude, you look like a fucking retard. Like, I can't. It just kind of completely takes me out of it, you know.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Yeah.
the
But for the
character
art,
designs are pretty good.
Honestly, there's like more Danish faces, like distinct faces and everything in this manga than I think actual Danish people have. Because in my experience, there's like 3 male Danish faces
How many Danish
and
people do
2
you know
female
in Las
ones.
Vegas?
In my college, there was a lot of Danish foreign exchange students.
Really?
There was like 70.
What the fuck?
Snowboarding college, man. I lived next to the 2 greatest mountains in the United States. Like,
I went to a black college, so it's like 0.
oh yeah, we had a lot.
Like
We had a lot.
literally, there was like one not black person that I can remember. One male not black person and one female not black person. They were both Mexicans.
Nice. I was one of the 17 black people on campus.
Actually, you know what's kind of funny? I had a cousin who went to the same university as me. He was like also like the only not black person because he was like half Mexican.
Nice.
So moving on from
But
that.
yeah, so there's
pretty good.
There's more Danish faces in this than in real life.
Yes.
It's very clean art.
There's sometimes there were a few issues where the inking got kind of muddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I
But
can see
otherwise, I mean, especially from the I would say halfway point, or was it be around their time? It was like a couple of times when like a couple of volumes were just muddy.
that. Yeah. But I mean, I remember in the earlier chapters, like around chapter 20, like you could see the detail on each leaf on the ground. Like,
But yeah, overall, it's really good art
insane.
style. Storyline, it's pretty good. I guess a tale about Thorfinn and his sort of revenge tale.
yeah.
pretty good.
The one thing I had to say about the art, actually, I feel like people liken it to Berserk, which they liken this manga to Berserk, which I can see, but the art is so much better than Berserk's art. Like, not the like, okay, the still frames, like, where there's nothing happening in Berserk, where they're trying to focus on guts, looks amazing. but everything else in that manga, like they're fighting, it looks like you're reading Attack on Titan.
Okay, it's not that bad.
No, it is that bad. I was just reading it. You
Oh,
can't see what's happening. It's
so
just like like swirls drawn, and then he's like, "Look, you can see the hilt of a sword." Like,
I don't remember it being that bad. I haven't read Berserk in a while. See, now we got to go back and look at Berserk and see, like,
look around like the Lost Children arc,
what chapter was that?
130 ish,
All right.
120, 130 ish around there. But yeah, it's much more clean. There are a lot of heads being cut off
And faces, and
and
eyes, and fingers, and
yeah, eyes being pulled out, like an arrow stuck in someone's eye and they pull it out, and like just everything being cut to pieces. But
niggas die
every
when they are
time
killed.
it wasn't like Gantz kind of gore though, where it was just gore for gore, you know?
Yeah,
It all felt
it's pretty
very appropriate.
pretty restrained, honestly.
Yeah, like a lot of people that die in like the battles just got hit by an arrow, or they were stabbed, or they got a slice across the neck or something,
Yeah,
and they just die there.
it's not like
But there are
organs
some
and-
people that get decapitated.
It's not like, oh my gosh, organs everywhere.
Oh yeah, blood explosions. His skin's being slowly peeled out. Like it's none of that. It's
Should get so stupid.
yeah, it's
Gantz.
and whenever someone's beheaded, isn't it specifically because Thorfinn needed to bring back a head for Askeladd?
Or Askeladd did it because he got pissed off, or Thorgil did it because he just Thorgil, or some. It's always
Yeah,
because some
Thorkill
character
just did it sometimes.
Thorgil was just like a dick. They just like doing that type of shit.
Thorkill,
Honestly,
you
a
know
lot
what? I won't say Thorkill was a dick. Thorkill is the kindred spirit of this manga.
Thorgil's
He-
a fucking psychopath who likes to.
No,
cut
he
niggas
does
in half.
everything because he wants to do it.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
there's no like evil intentions.
Well, you
There's
know,
no.
okay, it's not malicious. It's still not.
Oh, he's not a good person. None of these
Yeah.
characters are good people.
Like none. There's not one.
Not a one.
Single.
The closest you can get is Thorfinn post like
Oh yeah.
battle manga
Post-
issue.
Post like chapter 100.
Yeah, post prologue end.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The prologue is 54 chapters. Each chapter is
Yeah.
like 30 or 40 pages.
Yeah, it's a long like you see 100 and however many chapters, and you think, oh, that's not that long. Each one's about 40 pages. The longest one, the first chapter is like almost 100 pages, isn't it?
It's like 89.
Yeah, let's see. I'm on it right now, so I can look. Yeah, 88. Damn, you were close.
But yeah.
Really close. Holy shit, good job. But
But yeah, chapters are really long. Characters are all. I guess that's kind of a. I guess if you don't like unsympathetic. Okay, maybe not unsympathetic. Unlikable.
don't be expecting to. Yeah, don't expect to want to be like homies with any of these characters.
Yeah.
Don't expect a character that you can relate to.
Thorfinn
Don't
is
expect.
like. I mean, Thorfinn is a like someone who has like no empathy for any other human being, like at all for the first 54 chapters. He has no empathy.
He does try to save that mother and little girl, though.
Except for the fact that he's the one who caused a problem in the fucking first place intentionally.
Yeah,
By
but
lighting their house on fucking
he needed
fire.
to duel with Askeladd, man.
He lit their
Don't
fucking
you know?
house on fire.
Don't you know he needs to duel with Askeladd?
He lit their fucking house on fire. Like,
But the duel though.
and then they
but
were
the
probably
duel.
raped to death.
Oh yeah, they were probably raped. There is a
To death.
whole bunch of rape in this
Not as
manga,
much
but
as
you don't
Berserk.
see it.
And they don't show it. They just kind of heavily
Yeah.
imply
They just kind
it.
of like
And when I say
they're like,
imply,
yeah.
and when I say imply, I mean they say like this bitch about to be raped.
yeah. Well, it's pretty much like there are Vikings rampaging through a town, or there is a military, like a force in the 11th century that just took over a town.
It's either rape or
They're
just
going
like
to
just
burn a
murdering
whole bunch
kids.
of it and rape a bunch of people.
or just murdering
like-
all the kids and all the women for like no adequate reason at all.
Yeah, pretty much they're gonna do what they want to the town, and you can guess what a bunch of people who haven't seen a woman in 8 months want to do.
I'm pretty sure they saw a woman like yesterday, but most of them don't care.
Not the English or the Danish troops.
The non-Christian,
was it like three
well,
or
the
four?
Christian ones are not like that, but like the Norse,
They're still like that. They just Canuet's just like, no, you can't rape people, and they're like, but I want to.
They do that. They actually do have that. It's like,
Yeah.
Really?
Pretty much people whining, but But we won the battle. Why can't we rape anyone? It's not fair.
Kunut is pretty also like a dick as well.
He's a dick, but he's a different kind of dick.
He's still like heavily unlikable.
He's an ingenious dick.
He's still extraordinarily unlikable, and you're kind of like, I want him to die, except we all know how he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Because history.
Because history. Who knows? You never know how alternate history this is gonna hit.
Except this doesn't have alternate. This doesn't really have that much alternate history, honestly.
You never know, though. What if, like, in the end, it's just Canuet and Thorfinn in a duel in Vinland?
Yeah, because that happened. That definitely happened.
Hey, man, you never know.
Thorfinn definitely didn't like. I mean, Kunte definitely didn't die in like England.
Shh. Shut up.
Spoiler.
Shut the fuck up.
Spoiler because I read what
Spoiler for something that literally happened. Like, something that you can't, you can't spoiler history.
Hey, man. I got the
I mean, I guess if you're from the future, you can spoiler history.
I mean, technically, we are from the future because the shit happened in the past. So, every time period is the future because there's always something in the past that happened.
You know how badly I want to piss in your mouth right now? Just to make you shut the fuck up.
You know, I could have said that and like had it make sense, but as I did,
I knew exactly what you meant, and the entire time I'm just like, shut up, you pretentious asshole.
But you get what I'm saying.
But yeah,
all time, time is a stream, and it all happens at once.
You also knew that I meant far future, so
I know exactly. Well, obviously, I'm being semantic.
Yeah. But yeah, back to Vinland Saga. This...
Right.
Yeah, it's...
I don't know what else to really talk about.
We talked about the art, and that's pretty much it.
Talked about the storyline. We talked about the characters. Who are more or less...
We barely talked about the characters.
Well, we have Thorfinn, who's a badass, but once again, he has no empathy, so he's kind of a psychopath.
Yeah, he's... It's kind of weird, like... At points, you think he would love war from what the point you're seeing, like, him do stuff in.
He doesn't...
But there's a point where he's like, these people are insane. Why are they enjoying this? This hurts.
But there's other times...
I hate killing people.
But there's other times he's like, you know what? Unless I'm killing people, I'm not happy.
Well, it's pretty much, I'm not happy.
Well, yeah, but
says,
it's like, he's more like, God, I want to murder something or eat something. Or eat, like, a bunch of meat while murdering people.
Yeah, but for a majority of the time, he's, like, always just kind of like, you people are insane. Why do you love war so much? I hate it here. I just want to kill Askeladd and leave.
And then
he also doesn't have a plan for what he's going to do after he kills Askeladd.
Which, this series shows probably is a bad thing, because, yeah. He goes fucking...
Yeah.
Breakage. That I gotta admit though, that's like the best just despair event horizon or character breakage I've seen in a while.
Oh yeah,
like,
that dude broke down so hard.
There is nothing.
When literally your entire life is dedicated to killing somebody, and then he gets killed by someone else, what do you do? Like,
make a sandwich. He should have done that.
I mean, go to prison for a brief time, become a slave, and work on a farm.
Less prison, more slave free.
Yeah, he was in prison for like 2 days.
Probably.
They couldn't get him on a boat quick enough.
Did they ever say that? Did they ever actually say they sent him into prison?
Well, yeah, they did the whole, like, he was in the hold for like a week or something before he got sold off. when they're pretty much just explaining how it happened.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean that's obvious that he wasn't just gonna instantly be put on a slave ship. Like they just happened to have a slave ship ready to go,
Man, this
and
is
someone who
very
wanted to
convenient.
buy him ready to go.
like literally the second he like slashed the dude's face off.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, Thorfinn, he wouldn't. If you're looking through probably all the people they captured like through war, he wouldn't look all that attractive as like a slave. Dude's
Yeah.
small.
Yeah, he's
Dude's
pretty
real
small.
small.
I'm kind of
He's apparently a god.
I'm kind of surprised they were even able to get him into slavery in the first place. I thought it seemed at that time he was just going to start killing everything. Yeah, you know, from us.
Yeah, I figured he would have just like from the story of what had happened, would have just grabbed those two short swords and just started slashing at every shitty guard in that room.
Yeah, that's kind of seems more in his character than just I give up. But
I guess he did just get completely broken though.
the first thing he tries to do is start killing everybody and screaming. And then
Yeah.
later on, he's like the most subservient. Like the next time we see him, like he's the most subservient person ever. Just kind of.
Huh. The next time we see him is 2 years later. So. Plus, I mean, he did get a pretty sweet deal from that from the guy who owned the farm that he got put on.
Yeah, he was okay until he tried to
Go
Like,
ape shit and rape a bitch.
Oh, he just beat the bitch. He didn't technically rape her.
Oh yeah, beat her to near death. Well, actually, to death.
Someone was like near death. Oh man, I mean, think you may have missed something there.
Yeah, he beat her to death.
Like that was pretty brutal.
And her,
And the baby.
God,
This series
Oh,
is
yeah,
not
I
a happy
forgot you were
series. There is no like, even in like honestly, even if you know anything of history, you know like there's no this isn't gonna end happy. This isn't a happy ending. To this
yeah, there's
story.
no way this is going to be happy. If you hit 11th century and tell any story, it's not happy.
Especially if you know like they're going to Vinland. That's in
Yeah.
Canada. Was there a Canadian? Huh. I don't remember a Canadian outpost in the 12th century.
They'll make it, guys. I swear.
In fact, I don't remember any hearing of any settlement that lasted for like a year before like the 1600s.
Maybe it's because that part of Canada's fucking shit.
Who knows? Maybe there's like an entire like underground city full of Vikings. Just waiting for the
Still
day.
Vikings.
Just
They're
waiting.
still training by like the thought of like if you kill enough people and like fight hard in battle, you go to Valhalla.
I mean, that's basically Muslims. Ooh, snap, crackle. It's not at all. It's not at
No.
all. And
Like-
but that's most people's thought process of
That's
what.
yeah, that's what
Muslims
most
should
people think Muslims are. I mean, you know what? Islam would be so much cooler if it had like fucking
do. Battle gods. They had battle
yeah,
gods.
battle gods and just like testing your strength by steel. You know, just Valhalla in general.
All in any religion, Buddhism, Hindus, Muslims, Christianity, atheism.
Yeah, just throw that in anything.
Atheism.
Scientology. Fuck it.
No, put in atheism.
You know what?
This is
I
what
think you
athe-
can get some atheists to be like, yeah, I'm down. Anyone want to sharpen my claymore for me?
That's what they're going to have
Oh,
to do.
man.
That's what Stephen
No.
Hawking's going to have to fight Richard Dawkins? Richard Hawkins? With claymores to get into atheist
Oh my god.
heaven.
You know, I just thought about. You know how awful it would be if like Valhalla was the correct like. Yeah, that's correct. That's what actual like the actual religion that's correct is. Considering no one since the invention of the gun is going to Valhalla.
Also, like, Valhalla's going to get destroyed by a giant fucking...
That too.
So, either way, everybody loses.
Everyone, you can't get there anymore. Literally, after guns became the way to kill people, you don't get to test your might in battle.
Oh, those
You
people in
test
World War
your
II.
shot.
World War II motherfuckers. They got it. They get in. Some of them. If they died. The ones
Some of them, maybe.
the ones who, like, The ones who survived the beaches and then were fighting in the towns after D-Day and then died. Those are the only people.
So, the smaller amount of deaths.
So, like, 20 people. It's like 20 people per year in the entire fucking universe. Clowning the entire planet.
And then it couldn't be just the guys who survived and just got clipped or something.
No,
it'd have to be somebody who, like, was beating men to death with his bare hands.
And they got cut in half. And then got cut in half.
Slitting people's throats and shit. And finally Guts came out and was just like, Dragon Sword!
Goku comes out of nowhere. Spirit bomb. People are limiting your power.
Oh man, that nigga that got killed in Hajime no Ippo could go to Valhalla. He died a man's death. He got beaten with fists so hard that he died.
I guess everybody who dies while boxing.
Or MMA, or any sport, I guess. No, not any sport. Any combat sport.
Wrestling.
Wait, do people have to die by your hand for you to get to Valhalla? Or does it just have to be a complete rout on your part?
I thought it was just like if you died in a glorious battle.
Well, you have to die in a glorious battle, but you also have to be, like, an exceptional warrior, I'm pretty sure.
Like, what if you're just, like, a pacifist, and then you're like, fuck this shit. Hulk out. Fight Batman to the death.
Oh god, I can't remember which manga character I was about to say. There's a manga character that did exactly that. He didn't fight once in the series, and then, like, the final battle, he was like, I'm done with this shit. And he just stood up and started wailing on people.
I got this.
He was like an alchemist or something. And then, like, they were like, oh no, he's about to be hit, and we can't protect him. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. He just flips over a table and just, like, strangles a dude.
Well, that kind of reminded me of the Witcher series. There's one character who's like an alchemist. He's like, I can't fight. I'm really ill. But he's like, oh wait, I'm a fucking vampire. And you know, he's a fucking vampire. That kind of just tells you everything you need to know about what happens next.
All right, He's
like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking vampire.
Move on this line of thought.
Like, well, they're
so
dead.
Vampires.
Yeah.
Dio, the Dio of the series, Askeladd. The man who got killed by Askeladd, Thors. Let's talk about that shit.
Except he didn't get... Okay, Thors was like... Okay, anybody here watches... If you watch the Boondocks, there's an episode in season 4 where the Freedom Riders get in a fight with, like, a bunch of racist motherfuckers. The leader of the Freedom Fighters fights with pacifism. And when I say pacifism, I mean fucking kung fu. Pacifism.
Yeah.
Which means he's kicked people's asses without hurting them. This guy, he doesn't... He takes up to not hurting them, but he doesn't kill them anyway. He does it with their bare fucking hands.
Oh, yeah. He's like... So Thors is Thorfinn's dad. He just jumps into a
boat full of pirates and just starts punching niggas in the face and breaking their arms and legs.
Except Thors is Thorfinn's dad who died.
And also, he doesn't give them any lasting injury while breaking their jaws.
Yeah, somehow.
I'm not sure how that one worked.
They all just kind of came to after a while,
and their bones broke, and their bones unbroke.
Thorfinn's literally the reason that this entire manga even happened.
Oh yeah, if he wasn't there, Thor's probably.
If he wasn't a little shithead as a 5-year-old trying to sneak onto a boat,
Thor probably would have been fine.
Yeah,
the only reason, he
not even probably been fine.
No, yeah, he would have, because he beat Askeladd like easily.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Well, either you die or your son dies, so choose one."
And then they shoot him with arrows because they're like, "Yeah, we're obviously not going to get close to this motherfucker."
Yeah. So yeah, it's like Thorfinn is a shit. He's the reason that he is suffering so much, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
Thors was the ultimate badass of a character.
Nigga didn't even need a sword. He was just like, I'm gonna bring the sword. I don't need it, but you know.
Yeah, he said, just in case. Just
Just
walking around, just palm striking people in the face.
And this man was Batman before Batman was cool.
This man was Batman before Bruce Wayne's parents got killed.
This thing was Batman before Bruce Wayne's parents were fucking killed. Bruce Wayne's parents were killed. I just said the exact same thing you said.
Yeah, you did. I know. But yeah, it's... he was pretty much bad. He
was-
beat Thorkel with his hands, bare hands. Whooped the shit out of Thorkel. Who was he using a weapon? I can't remember.
He was using his axe. He beats Thorkel, he beats Jorn, he beats Askeladd. He beats every character who's ever done anything in a fucking series.
he beats every big bad barehanded and then dies because his son got captured.
It was a bitch. Nigga
His son is a little bitch.
Seriously, that's why you just shouldn't have kids if you're a badass. They're the only reason you will ever die. Have you noticed that in, like, every series?
Yeah.
If you're a Goku, why does Goku die in 80 series? Gohan. I'm trying to think of other, like, shonen characters or 80 shonen characters who have kids. I guess
why does Ace die? Because he has a brother.
Why does Piccolo die? Gohan. Why does everybody die? Let's just do that.
Gohan. Why?
I mean, honestly, that is pretty true. But
yeah. Why did Thor's die? Gohan.
Why does Death die at the end of Death Note? Naruto.
You went all the way through Death Note?
No, I'm not. I mean, Soul Eater. I don't know. Oh my god, I said Death Note?
Yeah, you said Death Note. You said, why does Death die in Death Note?
I mean, I don't think he actually does die. I'm pretty sure he actually survived the entire series. Because he's dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he's dead.
I never really knew too much of.
I meant Soul
Death
Eater.
Note.
I meant Soul Eater.
I know. Yeah.
But yeah. Gohan.
Gohan. Yeah. Okay, well, I forgot. I was going to talk about some character, and I was looking at it for a second, and now I'm just blanking.
Yeah, there's no female character at all that lives past, like, 2 chapters.
Thorkel's still alive.
I said female.
Oh, female?
Except
His sister's still alive.
Yeah, that's true.
His mother's still alive.
Somehow. Like, I'm pretty sure she used to be dead.
That bitch is old.
Like, she got remarried. Like, what the fuck?
She wasn't young when she was with Thor.
That's what I'm confused about. Like,
although I do like that, like, in the manga, he's like, the only person I've ever felt fear from was my wife when I didn't want to name my daughter. That was a little bit of a weird moment when Thor's was just like, yeah, I don't even care.
Yeah, he was kind of a dick for a while.
Name it whatever.
I think it's like how everybody in the series is a dick until something terrible, something either good or something awful happens to them.
Yeah. It wasn't it he didn't like
He didn't
give a fuck until he had a son?
No, he said afterwards he felt he cared after he named her.
Oh yeah.
Because that's when they leave after because the next battle, that's when he fakes his death. Because that's when remember they leave. He's like, because like the daughter and the wife disappear.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh god.
So
the death I was kind of sad about was Canuet's advisor. Although that guy was kind of a bitch, I was like, oh, he didn't need to die.
He really did it, like, at all.
There was no reason to kill him. You just killed him for shits.
I mean, it wasn't even like he was a bad warrior at that either.
No, he would have. I mean, I guess maybe he wouldn't have gone along. Or wasn't it so, like, Canuet would stop being babied or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
So that he could become a good king or
Except
something?
he doesn't. He just becomes, like, a psychopath and kills his entire fucking family.
Two brothers.
Who liked him.
And
Even the one who liked him and was helping him.
yeah, but you can't get their land if they're not dead. Don't you know? Haven't you read the Game of Thrones?
I'm the man. That would have been like. I think to win would have been like.
Bruh. Come on.
I mean, honestly,
just subjugate.
I'm trying to think of anybody in the Game of Thrones who would have been like, let me kill my brother who actually likes me and works with me. I can't think of a single character. Maybe Walter Frey.
He does feel bad about killing one of them, though.
Ramsay Snow. Ramsay Snow would have done it. And Ramsay Snow is not somebody you should be compared to. If you want to be looked at favorably.
I think one of his brothers was opposed to him, wasn't he?
Yeah, he killed... Okay, those
completely.
I understand. But like the one who's like, I like you. I'm going to help you. And we're like...
Yeah, but he... At least he felt a little bit bad about it at the end. Just a teeny bit. Also, he has his father's decapitated head following him around at all times
Because he's insane.
because he has the most crazy ass PTSD ever. This nigga's got all kinds of shit wrong with him.
Yeah.
And then they just threw on PTSD on top of it.
He's a character you want. I kind of want to see die terribly, and it's like, I know it's not going to happen, and it hurts so bad.
There's so many more characters I would want to see die terribly, though.
I mean, I kind of want all the characters to die terribly. If we're being honest.
Except that guy that Thorfinn's with. I like that guy.
Einar? Yeah. That nigga
I can't remember what his name is, though.
Einar. E-I-N-A-R. Yeah. E-I,
Okay.
yeah. He's a cool
Yeah, like I
dude.
said, it's been like 3 months since I read this. So.
That man can fight with his fists.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, you can throw out some punches.
Everybody in this series is either badass or dead.
He ain't no fucking Thorfinn.
I mean,
but
but for somebody who's like a slave and has never fought before,
yeah, well, he was a farmer before.
yeah, like I mean, this man can throw out some punches.
Yeah, Thorfinn can do like spinning back kicks and
I know
shit.
Thorfinn's a fucking ninja. Like seriously,
He just comes out like he is Anderson Silva. Nigga just sprints across the ring and just does a flying knee. And
remember
shit.
that part where he like didn't fight for like, oh, I just instantly remember how to fight, and I'm also as good as I was back then.
Hadn't fought for 2 years and just came in and was like, I don't give a fuck. You ready for me to beat the shit out of 5 people? And then there's just him, like, apparently you can also, like, take a punch like no other.
Seriously,
How many times does he get hit in the face before he can talk to
100.
Canuet?
100.
Yeah, I thought it was 150, but 100 sounds right.
Yeah. Because I remember the part like
Yeah.
98, 99.
Oh, yeah.
And then
yeah.
we're like, oh, huh, wow, good for you.
Shit, you did it.
All right.
Am I a pussy? Because honestly, you have to be wondering about yourself at that point. Like, am I that awful at punching people?
Like, I'm trying to think of anybody who's been punched 100 times in the fucking face without dying. I'm like
Every boxing match.
Well, but they don't.
It's usually lefts and rights too, though.
Also,
it's not full cocked back straights.
Also, those people are dodging, and you're probably not going to get like full flush right in the face unless this motherfucker just doesn't know how to box and shouldn't be in the ring.
Or he's an infighter who just sprints in and you get like 3 shots in before he's at your chest.
But yeah, but you're not gonna get like straight shots. When you're boxing, if you're taking those sort of shots more than once,
fucking out.
You're kind of bad.
You're fucking out cold.
You're just like a bad boxer as well.
Or you were already out before they were throwing them.
Or you're fighting Mike Tyson, or Muhammad Ali, or George Foreman, or any of those motherfuckers. Then you kind of have an excuse because you're not them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, Muhammad Ali took a lot of straight-on shots. That's why that nigga has, like, no memory.
But, I mean, he could dodge, though. He could dodge.
He could dodge. He also hit, like, a lot right here.
True.
That's why he has no memory. He shakes all the time.
What is it, Parkinson's?
He has Parkinson's. He has acute memory loss.
It's really sad.
He's punch drunk. Like,
it's really sad.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, man, it's funny when you talk about when it's like, when he sees like, man, you're fucking Mike, you're Muhammad Ali.
That's some sad shit.
That's depressing.
He's still rich though.
Does it matter? Does it ever matter at some point? At some point, it doesn't. It literally.
At least he's not poor and has all that though.
True.
You know.
But at the same time, at some point, it's just like, you know what? I'd rather be able to, like, I would like to be able to know what the fuck is going on. I would like to be able to know I'm rich. And be rich at the same time.
But you get to find out that you're rich every morning.
You did forget 15 minutes later.
And then you get to find out again.
It's like Christmas every day.
It's like Groundhog Day, except it's like Groundhog quarter hour.
Well, I think that's enough time to end this video.
That was a little bit dark. A little bit dark.
So, this has been...
Did we do...
So, what else do we have?
God.
We have Samurai Deeper next week?
Yeah, we also need to do the rankings for this.
Oh, right. So, art.
Oh, are we not just doing an overall ranking?
Oh, Oh yeah, we could do that too. I would give it.
Okay, well, yeah, art. I'll give the art like 8.
I was gonna say 8 or 7.
But overall, I'd give this manga like 8.5, maybe 9,
I would say
depending
7.
on which part you're in.
I would say 8. I would give it an 8. What part
Yeah,
do you think
this
is the
is.
bad part? I kind of actually, you know what? The first couple of the whole Thor's backstory thing, I kind of felt that was the weakest part so far of the series.
I think it's a really good part. The part that I thought was really weak, not really weak, but the weakest part, was like 3/4 into the prologue, right before Thorkel meets up, like finishes chasing them again.
Oh, when they're running, and then
Yeah,
you mean the part where like, know what? The part where they split, the mutiny. That was the most confusing section ever. I had no idea what the hell was going on.
well, even like I mean, like 10 chapters before that too. They were all kind of like I was just reading it to progress the story. I was like, this is kind of boring.
True.
But that was the weakest part. Towards the end of the farm, before they invade, was kind of weak for me.
I can see that.
I was interested for the first half of it, but a while I was like, shut the fuck up, I don't care anymore. Just get off the farm. Go kill people.
God damn it, Carter. Gardar.
God, you know what? Everyone on that farm except Thorfinn, Eeyore or something, and the previous slave, they were all just Dio. They were all just huge assholes.
Yeah, they were. They were really big assholes.
We're gonna fuck up your farm because...
We're dicks.
Yeah. Because, pretty much. So, yeah, what do you give it for an overall?
I'd give it an 8.
Alright, so yeah, so next week, on the 19th, maybe, when we record this, who knows? Who knows when this actually gets recorded?
Right, true.
But we're going to be reading Samurai Deeper. Yes. Up to chapter 41.
And after that?
Sidonia no Kishi.
Alright.
Up to chapter 35. Then we got Tokyo Ghoul a day after the anime comes out. I don't know how far we're reading into that. I don't do that much work ahead. And then we're going to read A Kame ga Kill, which we're just going to read everything that's up to that because that manga is so fucking good. And it's like 40 chapters.
Alright. So, you've heard it here, folks. So, I am your host, Banata, with my co-host, Azrael, and our non-existent dead friend, Klesk. May he rest in peace. And I will see you guys next time.
R.I.P. in peace.